Hello everybody and welcome to SnackTube. Now if you remember a wee while ago I had haggis, neeps and tatties for my lunch, and today I've got yet another Scottish delicacy. Today from Halls we have Stovies. So Stovies is pork and beef in an onion gravy with mashed potato. So as you can see, it's sort of chunks of pork and beef kind of put together, kind of like corned beef, and then there's mashed potato and there's a bit of gravy. So that's what Stovies are. I'm not a huge fan of Stovies, to be honest with you. It's very similar to another dish that's quite popular in Scotland called mince and tatties, and that's just never something I've really been into. I mean, it's got all the components that I do enjoy, but for some reason I've just never really been into it. But yeah, Stovies. So I thought I would give this a go, another wee Scottish treat for you guys. Done quite a few different Scottish things on this channel. Of course, we did the haggis, neeps and tatties. We've done Iron Brew Energy and a bunch of other stuff. And I plan on trying to find some other Scottish things to try in the future, as well as everything else. So, Stovies. If you haven't heard of Stovies, this is what Stovies is. And I have to say, looking at it, and I'll show you in a wee second, probably not a great example of what a good Stovies looks like, but it's fairly simple food, and that's what we do up here. So let's have a wee look at the details on here. So seasoned pork and beef in an onion gravy with mashed potato. So our ingredients, we have got potato, meat and gravy mix. Gravy, modified maize starch, salt, wheat flour, flavour enhancer, monosodium glutamate, colour, ammonia caramel, onion powder, spices, dextrose, soya, protein concentrate, rusk, which has wheat flour, calcium carbonate, iron, niacin, thiamine, salt, raising agent, ammonium carbonate, water, and onions. It's 6% beef and 6% pork. So it's mostly gravy and potato, to be fair, so not a lot to it really. Lots of kind of weird things, onion powder and stuff like that, I'm imagining, to give it flavour. But there you go. So I did this in the microwave. Took about 10 minutes in my 700 watt microwave. It's actually got 3 different cooking instructions on it, which is uncommon for microwavable dinners. They usually give you 1 if you're 1 normally, and then 2 if you're really lucky. To have actually 3, a 750, an 850 and a 900 watt option on here is quite impressive. So well done, Halls. Although even with those 3 it still doesn't cover my microwave. But there you go. This, of course, was frozen. I think I picked this up in Iceland, although you can get it in a lot of places. Iceland is just my most local freezer shop. So your nutritional details, let's have a wee look. So per 100 grams, it's 84 calories. This whole thing is 400 grams. I hate it's another one of these ones where it just doesn't tell you. It should just tell you what's in the whole thing, because you're not going to sit and eat half of this or share it between somebody. Normally I wouldn't have thought, unless you're really, really small and don't need a lot of food. But just tell me how much the whole thing is, because this is annoying. Per 100 grams, 84 calories. It's got your recommended intake percentage, which doesn't sound right, because it says here, right, per 100 grams, 84 calories, which is 16.8 of your recommended intake. It makes no sense. Maybe that's for the whole thing, and then it's just telling you per 100 grams, but the RI is for the whole thing, because the whole thing would be, well, that's about 330 calories, give or take. So yeah, that would be about 16.8% of your recommended intake. So they've gone completely weird with this. Halls, get your shit together. Pick one. Either do it by 100 grams or do the whole thing. Don't do both at the same time. That is really bloody annoying. Because I count all my calories. I'm pedantic. I do all of that because I need to for my diet plan. But so that's annoying. Right. Fat. 3 grams per 100 grams. So that's about 12 grams of fat, which is 17.1% of your RI, which is not too bad. Saturates, 1.3 grams. So that's about 5.2, so that's 26%, so that's quite high for your saturates. Carbs are 21.5% of your RI, Sugar's 11.1%, which is fine for a meal. Protein, 39.2% of your protein in here, which is good. And then 41.3% of your salt, so it's quite high in salt. The haggis, neeps and tatties was really high in salt as well, if I can remember correctly. So yeah, very, very salty. So hopefully it actually has a lot of flavour. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Right, well, I think that's all we need to know about Stovies. If you want to learn more about Stovies, I suggest you go on Wikipedia and look it up, because I know nothing about Stovies. I know it's a Scottish thing, we eat it up here, and it's only okay in my opinion. Right, before I show you this, just take a good look at the picture, absorb that, what that looks like. You know, big chunks of meat, potato, there's sort of cubes in there, very textured, right? Now see what you actually get. It's hard to lift this by the edges because it's actually broken, but if we take the fork out, this is what you get. A big brown mass. Now, I have given it a little bit of a stir to see if maybe the chunks are just underneath and that's just the gravy that's on top, but no. It is a big brown mass. Doesn't look very appetising at all. It looks like sludge. The outside edges have gone crispy, which I'm not too opposed to actually. I like a bit of crispiness. Otherwise it's just goop. Because look at that. You can eat it with a spoon. Oh, dear God. Right, let's give it a try. This is Hall's Stovies, established in 1932. See what it's like. I mean, when I look really close, you can see there's a few chunks in there. See what it tastes like in the mouth. Yeah, there's a reason I'm not a fan of Stovies. That's so bland. It's got hundreds of salt in it as well. I know like cooking stuff in the microwave tends to take a bit of flavour out of it, but oh my God, that is incredibly bland. It just tastes watery. You can barely taste the gravy. You can hardly tell that there's mince in there. Even the little bits of mince that are through it, and it's not big chunks of mince like it shows in there. It's like mince. It's like mince and tatties. Even those are chewy. Yeah, the mince is chewy. The potatoes are really, really soft, so they're not good mashed potatoes. They're not creamy, they're just watery. The gravy, if it's supposed to be onion gravy, I can't taste the onions. That's very, very boring. Very boring, very plain. Disappointing. I wasn't expecting it to be good, to be honest. I don't like Stovies. It's not really that I don't like Stovies necessarily. I just don't see the point in them. They've got no flavour. It's just so incredibly bland that it's just it's sustenance for the sake of sustenance. It's not food. It's not cuisine. It's not. I know it's a microwavable meal, but I still want a bit of flavour to it, you know what I mean? I'm going to have to add a bunch of salt and pepper and maybe some vinegar to get this to actually taste like anything, and that's what I'm going to do after this, just so it actually tastes nice. Otherwise, I'm not going to get through it. I'm going to get bored like part way through and give up, because it's crap. Really, really crap. I have to say, like, Halls are kind of a mainstay brand over here. You get Halls everywhere. You know, you get it in Iceland. Iceland, they tend to be the main supplier for Iceland's Scottish stuff, like square sausage and stuff like that. Haggis and what have you. But their stuff always tends to be really bland. Really, really bland and just poor quality as well. Like their square sausage is awful. You get Belcher's square sausage, which I've actually reviewed on the channel before. I know, even though that's not great quality, it's so much better than the Hall stuff. Halls make poor products. I'm not a fan of theirs, and I'll review some more of their stuff because I'm always willing to give them a chance. Maybe they'll have that one thing that'll blow my socks off, but I highly doubt it. So Halls can go stuff themselves because they're shite. As far as Scottish products go, they are very much bottom of the barrel. And this Stovies is definitely down there. Awful. Awful. Would not recommend. Would not recommend at all. Unless you just want blandness. Maybe you're into that. If you are, then I feel sorry for you. Well, that'll do me for today. If you like this review, give it the old thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button as well, and you can hit the wee bell if you want notifications anytime one of my videos comes out. I upload twice a week, every Wednesday, every Sunday, so stay tuned for that. And head over to the SnackTube... can't speak today. Head over to the SnackTube channel and get yourselves a wee video, or have yourselves a wee marathon. There's a bunch of stuff on there, and just check it all out. I've got an Instagram as well. You can follow me on that too. So this was Stovies. If you've had these before, let me know. And if you want to try anything else, let me know as well. I'm going to go add a bunch of stuff to this to try and make it nice. It would have really benefited from having some veg fruit or something, like some chunks of carrot or something, anything really, just because it's so bland. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.